Welcome to a brand new video. My name is Danny and today we are talking about if you can day trade Nvidia stock in 2024 and 2025. So we essentially will deep dive into how to trade Nvidia, what you need to understand where Nvidia stock could be, and everything about that in this short video. So make sure to subscribe and like this video. If you don't know me, my name is Danny. If you go to my channel and go to all these videos, you will see that I recommended Tesla when it was a $20 billion company. I put my life savings into that. This is how I grow my net worth. Currently, I'm doing day trading for a living. And essentially also, I generally sometimes post a video about day trading, okay? So day trading is pretty good for me. You know, it's a great way to have a great lifestyle in my personal opinion. I can share some cool stuff here on this channel for free. So make sure to check it out. I will just show you. So here you can see a little bit of the performance, which is pretty good. You know, I think that day trading itself can be quite easy if you understand the in and outs. So let's dive in. So Nvidia is quite interesting because Nvidia is one of the most traded stocks out there. If you want to go to trade Nvidia, I would recommend either go for the normal stock if you have a little bit of bigger portfolio, or you go for options. If you trade options, there's a couple of things you can discover. And that was my new iPhone 15, almost broke. I think that you can imagine Nvidia as one of the most important drivers for the stock market in the next couple of decades. Why? If you are familiar with the dot-com bubble, the dot-com bubble went so crazy because it actually was such a big moment in technology. And I think in the same kind of moment we have right now with AI. It's not too late. It's actually very, very early. Okay, so you can imagine that, to explain it very simple, imagine that the current system that works out there, if you go on the streets, all the cars go by gasoline, okay? And then someone invented electric cars and slowly we moved to electric cars. And imagine those cars are faster and have more range and you can do more things with it, like self-driving, all of that stuff, okay? Now imagine the same thing with technology in computers. So computers mostly dependent on CPUs. CPUs are the central processing unit, and you know, Intel was back then a huge company. And then they discovered that, especially for processing graphics and, you know, lots of mathematical solutions, there can be used the graphic processor instead. So Nvidia got a little bit of a gold rush when all the crypto came up and everybody wanted to mine crypto, and they sold graphic cards not only to gamers, but to crypto people as well and to crypto mining companies. From there, they actually moved to AI. They actually moved to AI quite significantly because suddenly there was a huge rush of the biggest companies in the world. The biggest clients for Nvidia currently are Meta, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. You have Microsoft, you have Google, you have Amazon, you have Elon Musk with all of his companies. XAI just, you know, installed a huge data center for them. They have also Tesla. The self-driving cars are needing to process all of the data, NVIDIA chips, not in the car per se, but in their training centers, in the servers, right? So you can imagine that all of the infrastructure that is there today will be upgraded, okay? So this is number one. Then there's the race to AGI, the goal to have a computer so intelligent that it can answer all the questions, okay? You can ask the questions, for example, same like ChatGPT right now, you can ask, you know, what is the weather conditions in September in California, right? It gives you an interesting answer. Now imagine the AI is so powerful that it can answer also quite harder questions, right? So let's say a question like how we can live longer as humans, right? And then it will say, well, you can do this and this and that. But then on the next level, it will develop like a drug or a vitamin complex, especially for you, for example, then it will be produced for you and sent to you. Then later on, we will just live so much longer, or it will create a new technology in terms of, chemical and biological substances that we can essentially build bigger buildings or build faster buildings, build better streets, or create materials like plastic and aluminum and something in between, or a better glass or screens in glass. Like there's like millions of opportunities, right? So, or how we can arrange atoms that create a product, right? Maybe we'll have a printer at some point that creates from atoms any product that you like 3D printer, but for real goods, right? So the opportunities are insane, and that's why companies like OpenAI and all the others that I mentioned are heavily investing in Nvidia products, because Nvidia products are the top notch, they're the best. They have the whole infrastructure, not only the chips that are necessary, but the whole server racks, the networking, the software, everything that is needed to create the best training centers for AI is there for Nvidia. Okay, and just to give you an example, the guideline for revenue of 2023 for Nvidia was around $20 billion. How much they make? They make the triple of that. They make $60 billion in revenue. So as you can see, even the CEO could not forecast the huge demand. And now they are coming even in a better shape. And not only that, they want to come with a better product every single year. In an interview, the CEO, Jensen Huang, said actually, we are recommending the companies, the clients, don't purchase everything at once, but dollar cost averaging down in that technology, because next year there's a new chip, next year there's a new chip, and so on and so forth. Same like you upgrade to your new iPhone. But the crazy part about it is that those upgrades are billions and billions of dollars. Now, the question is, can companies make money? So if you consider that the end goal is AGI that can solve all mathematical, all biological, all chemical, all problems that we have as humans, then even $1 trillion of investment is fine. And then I'm talking only of companies. Now let's talk about governments who'd love to have this kind of opportunities as well, right? So there is crazy run on Nvidia and on their chips, on their product, because the AI century for us is just getting started. So let's dive into, after this small introduction, how I see Nvidia, let's dive into how you can day trade Nvidia. So if you're looking into the Nvidia stock, you can actually see that the run on Nvidia is absolutely crazy, right? Especially the last couple of years, especially the last couple of 10 years, the stock made 25 or almost 26,000% in profits, right? So, but let's look into the last 6 months or 1 year. What I love to see is always like, this is very simple. Like, as you can see, the stock was very long time between like, 80, 85 to $95, right? So this is a kind of level that I'm watching. If this is ever reached again, it's a very, very strong level that you can buy Nvidia with, right? Then you can see it went up to 135, 130, right? 120. Then it went down to like 100. And 100 is another a very, very good level. So whenever it's at 100, you can actually, buy, if you're buying the stock, just buy the stock. If you're buying options, you can go 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out, 4 weeks out, and buy Nvidia call options. And make sure that the call strike is always realistic, right? So let's say you are at 130 and you think that Nvidia will go up. Don't go too crazy. Go like, usually Nvidia moves like 2-3% on average per day. That means that it moves $2, $3 to $5 per day. So you can imagine, okay, if you buy a 135 call on Nvidia and it's cost you $3, then the kind of break even is at 138, right? Because at the 138, your 135 option will be worth $3. So, and you paid $3 that you don't get back. So, this is your break even. So make sure that by the end of the expiry of your option, your strike price will be, above that, right? So if you think like, okay, my strike price is that plus the premium I pay, and then let's say you think in the next month it will, or next week or whenever it's your expiry of your option is higher than your break-even point. So don't get too crazy just to buy a very, very cheap contract. Okay, very, very important. So, this is the level of the last couple of weeks and months. Now we have the earnings coming up, right? So you will see another very volatile time. But I think at 100 to 105, 95, if it ever comes back, are really, really good numbers to get in. And what I really preach, always check for news. News is one of the most important thing in trading. If you have Nvidia news, Nvidia will move, okay, in the one or the other direction. So make sure to watch the news every single day. If there's great news, just buy something. It will make you very, very rich over time. I think that both things work. If you day trade Nvidia or long-term investing, I think Nvidia is one of the most beautiful companies. And now look at the PE. Because some people say, oh, it's a bubble, it will burst, it will, absolutely go ridiculous. But I think that Nvidia will go to 300. And I think it will go either next year or the year above latest, okay? Because you see the demand is there. The CEO is an absolutely genius, very hardworking. They understand what they are doing. All the biggest CEOs are saying, Jensen Huang is one of the biggest, greatest guy in AI ever. And then you can see that always the stock is getting bought as soon as it gets at 100, right? 110, it's like a range where many people are loading the stock. But it's currently at the P at 63. And I did the following. I actually looked into how much revenue growth was there at Cisco, one of the most important, most bought stock in the .com bubble and internet boom, and they had a PE at the highest of 200, okay? Also, they didn't grow like Nvidia 30% per quarter. Nvidia has crazy growth numbers. They grow 30% per quarter in revenue. This is absolutely insane. The profits, insane. Everything is insane about this company right now. So I think that, if you think that Nvidia is something that is too hot, think again how the PEs look like, how the prices look like. I think that AI is the we have just stupid chatbots, okay? This is nothing compared to what will come. So, and I think that if you compare that and the growth numbers that we have at Nvidia and the profits compared to Cisco, we are so far away. Just if we are at Cisco PE levels, Nvidia would be right now at roughly $200 or $220, okay? If nothing changes. But if the earnings come out and they say the revenue just keep on growing and the guidance will be higher, the stock will be higher, and it will be crazy. So make sure to also, if you want to day trade but you don't have the time, then I have also my own group, the X10 Day Trading Group. How does it work? So actually we developed a software where when I do a trade, it's directly sent to your portfolio as well. You need at least $10,000 for it because we only use 5% of your portfolio for each trade. So, $10,000 will be enough to catch all the trades. We trade Nvidia, Tesla, the S&P 500 options every single day. We gain about 15% on average per month. So if this is interesting, if you want to have a full turnkey for you solution, check out the link below, schedule a call, and jump on a call with me and we see if this is something for you. I'm really looking forward, and make sure to subscribe and like and watch my next video as well.